Hello, how we doing? We all alright? So today's little jaunt, I'm at work. I've come to a little village called Eyam. It's in Derbyshire Dales. And I believe it's where the plague started. I've just brought a school group here. I picked them up on Monday and took them to a place called Ag Farm. And that's like, it's a residential activity centre for young kids. They go there, took them there Monday, picked them back up today, and they just come to Eyam for a couple of hours. So we'll having a look round, just in Coach Park here. It's a little quaint little village. Excuse me. Yeah, like I said, they're only here for a couple of hours. There's the old coach what I'm using today, that one. It's a job, innit? It gets me out of the house. It's not ideal, but there you go. And there's the museum there, Eyam Museum. It's opposite Coach Park, and it's toilets. Toilets there. That's where my lot's gone. School kids are gone in that group, into the museum there. I've been here a few times before. Little oldie worldy village. Like I said, kids are here for a couple of hours. Going back to coach in a bit and have sandwiches. And leave here about 1:30. Leave here about 1:30. Hopefully getting back to school for 3:30 at latest. Nice cottage, isn't it? Like that brickwork. Little cottages, look. It's a bit like Emmerdale. There's not a lot here. Welcome to the courtyard at Eyam Hall. Shopping, eating and drinking. Eyam Hall. Private driveway, residents only, weddings. Marquee, weddings only. Concession footpath. Little courtyard here, look. We have something to eat there. Buck barn.
I've got one here. Oh, you've got one there? I've got one there.
Max melts. Wax melts there. This is Eyam Hall. Yeah, look. Stocks here, look. I know a few people I could like to put in there. I bet there's a few people that like to put me in there, you know. When's them in old days? Getting put in there and getting pelted with all sorts. It's a good job I weren't about in them days. I'd never be out of there. The brick house, unique in Eyam, for all the other buildings are in local stone. This was once an inn called the Stag's Parlour. It was converted into a private residence in 1828. Just a few years old then. And the old stocks. Like I said earlier, this is where the plague started from here. I think there's some cottages up here on the left, and they've got plaques outside, and it's where the people who had the plague, it's where they was, or they lived, or whatever they did. Well, you missed it. Look, if anybody fancied a roast sheep, look, Saturday, August 30th. Missed it. Yeah, that's where the roast sheep on there then. Now look, Rose Cottage. 9 members of the Thorpe family lived here. They all died. Thomas Thorpe died 26th of September 1665. Mary's daughter died 30th of September 1665. Elizabeth, his wife, died 1st of October 1665. Thomas, his son, died 20th of December 1665. Alice, his daughter, died 15th of April 1666. Robert, his son, died 2nd of May 1666. William, his son, died 2nd of May 1666. William and Mary Thorpe, the parent of Thomas Senior, died 1665. How do you know them? And these are the ones. These are where people had the plague in. Plague Cottage, yeah, look, this one. Mary Hadfield, formerly Cooper, lived here with her 2 sons, Edward and Jonathan, her new husband Alexander Hadfield, and an employed hand, George Vickers. George Vickers, the first plague victim, died on 7th of September 1665. Edward Cooper, aged 4, died on the 22nd of September 1665. Jonathan Cooper, aged 12, died on the 2nd of October 1665. Alexander Hadfield died on the 3rd of August 1666. Mary alone survived, but lost 13 relatives. The House of the Plague. Bet there's some plague victims in this churchyard. There's. A Celtic cross. 8th century AD. Some years old, that, isn't it? Yeah, that's a few years old. Tomb of Catherine Mompesson, who died in the plague, August 25th, 1666. Memorial to the Rev Thomas Stanley, supporter of Rev William Mompesson during the plague. Must be some relation, I think, to that one. I thought there had been victims buried in a different plague. Yeah. Eyam tea rooms. I say, little village. It's a nice house as well, that one. Not much up there. Little cottages, look. Obviously the Miners' Arms. Yeah. Apparently many of the victims who lived at this end of the village were buried here. The memorial stones have been removed, but it is known that several were inscribed with a single letter H and probably belonged to the Heel family. They all died like June, July 16th, 26th, 2nd, 18th, 1666. I bet they're buried down there somewhere. Quite a little village though. (1662). Yeah. There's just houses up there and things. It's dead end. All these little cottages, look. Then back down here. Tea rooms over there, look. Eyam tea rooms. Village green, takeaway and eat in. Yeah, look, the dog friendly as well. You sit here and see the view you get, look. The Forester's Arms, formerly an inn, built on the site of a family graveyard and dating from the plague period. Sadly, the gravestones were broken up when the building was erected. Yes, it was built on a gravesite then. It's village centre, square, we're going to call it. And that's Eyam. The Church Street stores. Curiosity Cottage. Wheelwright's Cottage. All these old buildings. It's quite popular with school groups, this place. They go to a little museum there. They come into the village and they look at the houses with plague. And at the top of the hill where Coach Park is, there's a well. You straight to the top of the hill and I can't be asked to walk up to the top. One, I can't be bothered. Two, I ain't got time. This location, they're at Commonwealth War Ground as well. Yeah, I thought there was a well. I remember when I came here before. There, look, Mont Pesson's well, kilometre. Not walking up there though. Top of it on. Village club there. Just flats. The market hall. This building was used by farmers' wives to sell their eggs, butter, cheese and poultry on market days. It was restored in the 19th century. Yeah. Let's tell you about the stocks, look. Probably erected by the local Barmcote Court, which ruled the lead mining industry for the punishment of offending miners who committed relatively minor offences. They were restored in 1951 to mark the Festival of Britain. That's the stocks there. Hmm. If you committed a petty crime up to the beginning of the 19th century, you could have been put in the stocks and had stones and clods of earth hurled at you. By 1808, crime was an increasing problem, so the Eyam and Stony Middleton Society for the prosecution of felons was set up to keep law and order. It still meets today. The modern police force took over in 1857. Our lead miners held their own special Barmcote Court from Anglo-Saxon times, which they only legalised under the Eyam Miners' Charter in 1852. They met in local inns and had strict laws. Just telling you all about it there. See map of Eyam. See, we are, where are we now? No idea. So, no, it says you are here. Right, there's a car park there. That's a car park down here. We're down here somewhere. Right here. Plague cottages, look. Just that. Plague cottages, not plaque. There, so we're about here somewhere. Just gotta go up to there. We've been down into there. It's hard to imagine that the plague started here. But I suppose you've got to start somewhere. Well, yeah, little village like this. Holiday flats there. Yeah, little village like this started the plague off. The victims are buried here. Yeah. Laburnum Cottage. Part of this cottage is the oldest inhabited house in the village. Oh, I bet that makes that bit on the end. Makes that bit there. Yeah, so making my way back to Coach Park now. Get a cup of tea and a sandwich. But yeah, that was Eyam. So I'll have a quick Have a quick look round. Nice little village, it's alright. Fit schools, stuff. Quiet little village. So yeah. I'm gonna go back to the coach now again. Sandwich, cup of tea, and wait for them because they'll be coming out in a minute. They'll be wanting the sandwiches. I'll let them eat them on coach, as long as I don't make a mess. They don't pay for parking neither, I hope I don't get a ticket. I don't agree with paying for parking. We bring passengers in who are spending money in the area. You don't want to charge coach drivers. But I don't pay. Just wing it. These troughs here. These troughs are so cool because of the nearby Bradshaw's Hall. They form part of a series of troughs established in 1558, many of which still remain, providing water for domestic as well as agricultural use. Their use was confirmed by the Eyam Enclosure Act of 1803. The system is said to be one of the first public water supplies in the country. They supplied regular domestic water for nearly 350 years. You wouldn't be drinking your water out of there now, would you? Not really. Walking uphill now. It's downhill, uphill obviously. But out Montpesson's well, it's right up, well, it's right up top there. You ain't going to walk up there. It's right up there. Up there. And I ain't walking that far. Yeah, if you come here, big enough car park there, you've got toilet facilities. Yeah. Yeah, so that was, yeah, I've got back to Coach Park now. I'm sweating a bit, you know, a bit warm. So I'm walking, I'm getting on a bit now. I'll soon be getting to my 40s. "40-inch waist more like." Where is we are? Car park. Another car park at the back there. That's me done here. A bit. So yeah, that was Eyam. Hope you like the little video, little village. Like I said, there's not much here, but it's nice and quiet, and a lot of schools come here to the village and see the cottages where the plague started. And they seem to enjoy it. A couple of houses enough here for them. Just checking tags. There was a bit of barbed wire in it earlier, but it looks alright. It's not gone down. I've raised the back end up a bit, so these roads are up and down. They're up and down. You're on the ground. Bottom of the coach, I've lifted it for ferry lift. Call it ferry lift, so when you want a ferry, it's on even ground. So you put ferry lift up and it lifts the body of the coach up. Gives a few inches higher. It's a sports field here. Barbecue area somewhere. With a sports field. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a cup of tea and a sandwich. So catch you later. Bye.